Ooh, I know about that. When I visited the Caribbean, yeah, what's good, y'all? Back at it again with another reaction, and this time we have one of my favorite, if not probably my favorite UK artists, with the exception of P Money. He's my all-time favorite UK artist. But this time we have Abra Cadabra with his part 2 to his Fire in the Booth. And what's really going to be exciting to me is just hearing Abra's growth since the first time he did a Fire in the Booth. On top of all of the growth that he's had musically this year in general, I already know this one is going to be different. So listen, I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it.
I know you're going to dig this.
I skipped the intro so that way I don't get spoiled.
Let's go to that all important time of the show. Once again, my favorite part of the show. Come on, man. Fire in the booth. Tonight we got something for you.
I swear to God, he is the UK Funkmaster Flex.
Got the streets got
If you know, you know.
wilder. Abra Cadabra. My guy, what's happening?
I'm on just working, you know.
See you out there, bro.
Come on, sure.
You ready for this?
Come on, man.
You know what time is when you hear this, right?
Now it's time to rumble.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
They be in the build.
The reason why I'm excited is because Abs can deliver so much more than drill. Although I will say, this year has been a very good year for him in drill, but hearing him on rap, I know it's about to be something serious.
You know. Oh, no. That might get left with that strip. No. You won't survive in the streets with no patience. They say the streets are dirty game and I played it. Oh Lord, don't let them kill me on these pavements. Look, I put my blood, sweat and tears in this thing. I wouldn't drop it for the road, but think you could diss me, Lord knows. You can end up with a pork, or it might be a later run thing when I'm creeping on your block with a pole. Hit him, and who knows, fuck it, every...
And what I love about it is that he's talking the kind of talk that we would expect out of drill, but the way that he's delivering it here, to me, it just sounds more like he's being authentic to himself. Like this is what he's actually thinking and feeling and dealing with on a day-to-day. And the beat complements that vibe and message as well.
Think you could diss me, Lord knows. You can end up with a pork, or it might be a later run thing when I'm creeping on your block with a pole. Hit him, and who knows, fuck it, everything around him getting smoked. This ain't a joke, I got my pride before I fold. I put my life on the line, ask my brothers if I've ever told. I tried to make this shit the realest shit I ever wrote. Now when I bust, I didn't cut, I brought all my bros. Like who remembers me pulling up?
And that's real rap. And that's why it's like, I find it so funny when people say, oh, OFB got too many rappers, not enough slappers. First of all, why would you actually want people living that life in the first place? Unless you're stupid, then okay, I get it. Maybe that's why you would want it. But other than that, the fact that with OFB's success, every time you turn, they're bringing somebody else up with them. And at the end of the day, you may not like their music as much as you may like a Heady One or Abs or like SJ, Bando, Double L's, like some of the bigger names when we think about OFB. But they're being mentored musically, they're growing musically, and they're bringing these people up with them. You have to respect that.
I put my life on the line, ask my brothers if I've ever told. I tried to make this shit the realest shit I ever wrote. Now when I bust, I didn't cut, I brought all my bros. Like who remembers me pulling up 30 man deep to a show? I went performing if my niggas couldn't roll, that's fact. We need some more real niggas in the ends like Lippy and Tricky to show they eat them to be gangster. You ain't gotta get...
Yo, shout outs to Lippy and Tricky. If y'all get to see this, maybe you will, maybe you won't. I really appreciate the content that you put out, and I appreciate the fact that the UK is so in tune between the music community and like the influencer and content creator community. I love seeing that overlap. It's really interesting.
Some more real niggas in the
because they really be talking some real deep stuff.
To be gangster, you ain't gotta get greedy, don't watch me. Strapped up car, gotta be the ops getting me down. That's like winning the lottery. I'm big food now, big food in this thing. Trying to stop my young and rapping up. Food in the thing, the hood's fucked up. Old friends were shooting and shit. He used to be my brethren now and therefore moving to him. So you won't survive.
Mood, Charlie. So something that I like about this is that it's bringing me back to like the roads, Abra. Like when he's talking to you about the reality of that experience and just doing it in a way where it's like he's just talking the truth. You know, regardless of whether or not you like it, he's just saying it authentically.
And this shit used to be my brethren, now I'm therefore moving to him. So you won't survive in the streets with no patience. They say the streets are dirty game and I played it.
Reminds me of hood politics too.
Kill me on these pavements. So yeah, you won't survive in the streets with no patience. They say the streets are dirty game and I played it. Oh Lord, don't let them kill me on these pavements. Look, my little niggas S and bugs, they're coming on when I'm like 40 something. I swear it got me bugging. Trying to link them at the gates with at least a couple millions.
Oh, it took me a split. I knew what he was talking about, but it took me a split second. Damn, son. So for those of you who aren't familiar, OFB members, SJ and Boogie Bando, I think. Oh man, I know it's Boogie something, but. You know, 2 members of OFB, you know, they're locked up for M's and they're doing life sentences, and they're saying that, or Abs is saying that they're coming out when he's gonna be 40 something. That's
streets are no patience. They say the streets are dirty game and I played it. Oh Lord, don't let them kill me on these pavements. Look, my little niggas S and bugs, they're coming on when I'm like 40 something. I swear it got me bugging. Trying to link them at the gates with at least a couple mil and say don't watch nothing. You know the thing govern. If I lived in Central.
See, and that just goes right back into the message of what he was saying earlier, where when he goes up, he's bringing people with him. He's saying that when my mans come out of jail, I'm making sure that they're secure, and no, don't watch that. Just know that you good. I respect that.
At least a couple mil and say don't watch nothing. You know the thing govern. If I lived in Central, trust me, that's what I'd probably rap about. Probably rapping about managing bank accounts. But I grew up in the T side of London, so I'm rapping.
So, can y'all and anybody in the comments let me know like what's like the perceptions of the different areas of London? Because based on what he's saying, it sounds like he's saying that like the central London area is like the nicer area, I guess, like as I would say posh or whatever, and he's from north. So like for example, here in New York, the Bronx is really like, it's kind of stigmatized, and that's like the most northern part of our city. And then like, you know, as you go kind of west, that's like where our like city, like Manhattan is, and then the different places in Brooklyn. But yeah, let me know like what's like the general perceptions of the different areas of London.
About banging and scheming on the trapper's ass. Trust me, that's what I probably rap about. Probably rapping about managing bank accounts. But I grew up in the T side of London, so
he stepped up a little bit.
Banging and scheming on the trapper's ass. I used to have to boil the kettle just to have a bath. Never used to dwell in it. I needed that.
Ooh, I know about that. When I visited the Caribbean, them days when that hot water ain't running, you had to boil up the water.
But I grew up in the T side of London, so I'm rapping about banging and scheming on the trapper's ass. I used to have to boil the kettle just to have a bath. Never used to dwell in it, I needed that would be my past. So I used to say I don't deserve this shit. Yeah. Look, hey, I never done it for the name when I bang the striz. Having a name won't stop me getting bagged and shit. Anytime I step, cause this beef is real. Well, you think I'd rather die than kill? So, you don't survive.
And that's the reality of being from that environment. It's really, as gritty as it is, it's kill or be killed. And at the end of the day, nobody really wants to live like that. It's just the reality of it, you know?
Beef is real. Well, you think I'd rather die than kill? So, you don't survive in the streets with no patience. They say the streets are dirty game and I played it. Oh Lord, don't let them kill me on these pavements. Look, yeah. Enough matic round here when I tech talk. We're at the lead spot. 16 and one another head, come on heads up. Aim for your chest, that's a head shot. Keep back rising up.
Something I've noticed about Abs, and it's now I'm seeing it's not exclusive to drill. He's learning how to find that balance between weaving in and out of like the drill type content and just like whether it be like a wavy kind of vibe or like a real rap kind of vibe. He's just weaving in and out of it so perfectly. Like 1 minute he's telling you the real, next minute he's talking that stuff. So I like how he's finding that sound.
We're at the lead spot. 16 and one another head, come on heads up. Aim for your chest, that's a head shot. Keep back rising up. Up so bad, I'm rising it up. Old school friends, my niggas been lighting them up. 4 up blocks, anyone I'm skying it. Cause yo bro, I got my machine, or you riding alone. Main road, side road, ready for sun, can't take off. High roads and make your boss run.
That flow switch was disgusting.
Anyone I'm skying it. Cause yo bro, I got my machine, or you riding alone. Main road, side road, ready for sun, can't take off. High roads and make your boss run. Pulled up, dumped off. I saw them boy fast, can't be seen too much. The neighbors too enough. We don't do talk much, all the ops talk enough. He ain't never backed off. Lean with the ting when I clock off, mine when I park off. Word to young spray, you don't wanna be a duppy in the car park. So you won't survive in these streets with no patience. They say the streets are dirty game and I played it.
I hope he does like what he did with Remember Me, when he did Remember Me on his Mad About Bars and then turned it into a song, the first Remember Me. Then again, I feel like I've heard this beat before, so he probably might not be able to do that, but if he is able to release this as a song, at least like something like a mixtape or something, that would be kind of interesting. To hear him with like more fuller energy, you know, hearing it mix and all of that, I think it'll be interesting to hear.
When I park off, word to young spray, you don't wanna be a duppy.
Let's take that back a little bit.
Road, side road, ready for sand.
Take it back a
Old
little
school
bit.
friends, my niggas been lighting them up. 4 up blocks. Anyone I'm skying it, cuz yo bro, I got my machine on you riding along. Main road, side road, ready for sand, can't take tough. High roads, I made your boss run, pulled up, dumped off. I saw them boy fast, can't be seen too much. The neighbors too enough, we don't do talk much. All the ups talk enough, he ain't never bucked off. Lean with the ting when I clock off, mine when I park off. Word to young spray, you don't wanna be a duppy in the car park. So you won't survive in these streets with no patience. They say the streets are dirty game and I played it. Oh Lord, don't let them kill me on these pavements. That's why I barely touch the streets when I'm naked.
He's on fire! He's on fire! Wow, wow.
Facts. I'm glad he did this. So in this channel we hold the vowels, that means we're gonna get straight into it, and this one gets a 9.63. Now when you're on a song like this, there's really only gonna be but so much you could do with the flows. He was trying to do a really more sentimental vibe, closer to songs like My Hood, Hood Politics, those songs where he's giving you those glimpses into what's really going on in his mind, and not just giving you what he knows like the fans wanna hear. And when I say fans, I say that super loosely. I mean more so like fans of drill as a genre, because at the end of the day, those people don't really care about the artists. They don't care about their lives. They don't care about the actual realities. They just want to listen to the music, feel like they're living it, and live the energy through the songs, and then go about their day. So I really appreciate the fact that he decided to dial back after such a strong year on drill specifically to give us this kind of vibe. But the trade-off for giving you this kind of vibe is that you can only do but so much. You can't go super duper wild with the flows. What I will say is that when he approached towards the end, that was when he kind of started raising more of my eyebrows with the flows. Otherwise, I was probably gonna give this one about an 8, 8.5, especially because he had that small moment where he slipped up for like a split second, but he caught it. Either that or maybe the video skipped, I don't know. But yeah, man, when you're giving these kinds of songs, you can't go too wild. It takes away from what you're delivering. Now, when this one first started, I knew that it was Pound Cake, but I didn't want to jump the gun and say the wrong thing on camera, but I had a feeling it was Pound Cake, and I double checked it. So this one is gonna be harder for me to give this one a 10, just because I have heard it before. But the reason why I'm giving it a 9.5 is because 1, it complements the overall tone, and 2, it's just such a classic beat. The fact that it has that vibe that isn't unique to that particular song, but I can still listen to it and I can say Pound Cake, you know, in my mind. That to me means that it stands out and something about it was memorable. And at the end of the day, this kind of beat was exactly what he needed to really drive home this message. Although what I will say is that I do truly believe that he could have took that exact same verse and even the hook, put it on a drill beat or put it on a more upbeat kind of a sound, and it would accentuate the other sounds that he had going on in this one. So for me, I feel like I did pick up on those kind of more drilly elements, but the overall tone of the song and what he was talking about didn't make those parts really stop the way that they might on a drill beat. Inversely, if you would have put this on a drill beat, I think that the more drilly parts would have stood out a lot more and stepped a lot harder, and the more sentimental aspects would have been glossed over by the average listener. Which ultimately ties into how I feel about the lyricism. Abs is a ridiculous artist, and this time around he proved that he can rap, like rap. He could really rap, and shout outs to Pounds for that one. And what I really appreciate is just hearing Abs talk from that kind of a standpoint, giving us a little bit of a break from the kind of music that the industry wants. And when I say the industry, I don't even necessarily mean like mainstream, but just like what the culture, you know, whatever that may mean, like what they're looking for right now. This took me back to the sound from Abs that made me a fan in the first place. If you've been subbed to me long enough, and if you've seen enough of my reactions to his songs, you'll know that I've said several times that I didn't really like him on drill as much as I did on some of the other songs. His wavy songs to me were a little bit better. His rap songs were better than his older drill songs, just because I felt like he was able to deliver so much more substance, and he was put into a box with what you can expect from that particular genre. But this time around, he's bringing us right back to his foundation, at least in my opinion, and then giving you that real, showing you again that he could rap, showing you everything that he's thinking, that he's feeling, the way that he feels about his homies being in jail, the way that he feels about supporting his environment and bringing the people who were there with him out of that environment with him, which to me ultimately is the most important part. And really and truly, this one just solidifies to me what I personally say that Abs is the UK artist of the year. You can't look at all of the things that he's delivered, the range of sounds that he's delivered. He gave us a whole Valentine's Day project instead of just a song this time around. He has another project coming out, and even in my last reaction, I missed the songs. I completely forgot he had so many videos. I think between last November to now, since he released Remember Me, he's released I think almost 14 videos, and I think now including this one, definitely somewhere more than 10. I don't remember the exact number, but the fact that he has released essentially one video a month, if not sometimes two, you can't tell me he's not artist of the year. And the fact that all of them have banged, with the exception of maybe there were some of them that you may not like as much. For me, some of the collabs that he did weren't my favorite work from him, but at the end of the day, his worst is still above most people's average. I know that I'm really gonna keep playing this one over because I really enjoy hearing what artists have to say when you can tell it's not coming from a super forced standpoint. This isn't the first time that Abs has given us those more sentimental sounds. Again, when you hear songs like Hood Politics and My Hood, he can show you that he could talk about these things and do it in a way that doesn't sound like he's trying to be like the next Akala or nothing. He's just saying it the way that he knows best, and that to me is all that really matters. But listen, I think I said enough. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below, and if you think that Abs is UK Artist of the Year, I honestly think he is. I don't really think there's gonna be that many arguments for other artists. There are some who I think are strong contenders, but when you really match them up song for song, I just think he's the Artist of the Year out of the UK personally. At least Rapper of the Year, to be fair. Hang tight for some more reactions. I do got more of those coming for y'all, but until next time, peace.